7 years ago, Peter Navarro published a book called Death by China, along with a documentary in the same name. In it, Navarro makes some pretty serious accusations about China.
China, I think, is responsible for wiping out a good deal of the manufacturing that we have or had in Northeast Ohio.
And stealing, lying, and cheating on the part of the Chinese is all part of it.
Don't buy made in China.
7 years later, Navarro has become one of Trump's top trade advisors, playing music to his ears, again accusing China of acquiring US technology through forced technology transfer. But I'm wondering how a technology transfer can be forced in a society of rule of law. What do you mean by forced? And by whom? Well, technology is complicated. It's not just something you can write on a piece of paper or draw an illustrative graph. Technology is about the process, about the craftsmanship, about the engineering experience and knowledge accumulated over time. It's about all of these things combined. But history tells us that over time, technology does get diffused regardless of force or not. It's like trying to keep a secret forever, if there is such a thing called a forever secret. You may think of Coca-Cola, the iconic American symbol. There is no open recipe for Coca-Cola. There's no patent for Coca-Cola. Legend has it that a great Coca-Cola recipe was being locked somewhere in a safe box in the city of Atlanta. Nevertheless, thank goodness, we do have another great iconic American symbol, the Pepsi Cola, competing against it. My friends, if I put a glass of Coke and a glass of Pepsi in front of you without telling you which is which, could you please name the right one? I hope Pepsi didn't get its recipe via forced technology transfer or left its fingerprints on their legendary Coke recipe. But the fact that technology transfers eventually always happens doesn't mean that its original owner is not going to put up a fight to guard it, just like what Donald Trump is doing these days. But Donald Trump probably doesn't have a clue about the days when America was sitting at the other end of the table, desperately seeking technology transfers. Once there was a time in the early to mid-1700s when America was voraciously trying to seek British textile technologies. The colonial era Americans were very creative in circumventing the overbearing Brits. For example, one person named Coates proposed a precise technique for procuring foreign technology by asking people to search for Brits with such knowledge on every ship coming to the country and try to buy them off. Coates also reportedly contracted with an English mechanic residing in Philadelphia to return to Britain and secure brass models of arkwright machinery, which at the time was state-of-the-art in terms of spinning design, and forwarded these things to the American minister in Paris, Thomas Jefferson. Well, I don't mean to be apologist for industrial espionage by telling you that part of history. Nevertheless, the point I'm trying to make is that forced technology transfers are easy to make accusations of, but difficult to substantiate. This is because technology transfer happens sooner or later, no matter what. And there was a time in American history when America was very much like today's China, eager to learn and experiment.